which hopefully I'll find in just a moment. So now we're going to be doing writing task 2. Okay. All right. So remember at the introduction to writing task 2, or in the introduction to writing task 2, okay, your introduction must contain 2 statements, a paraphrase of the essay question, which is what we did last week, and also a thesis statement, which is a direct answer to the essay question and an introduction to your ideas. So the example I have given you here is my paraphrase of this question. The best way to improve health is to do regular exercise. My paraphrase is the most effective method in developing and improving health is considered to be daily exercise. My thesis statement is, in my opinion, I agree that exercise is the key to health. However, I also believe that diet is important. So for the rest of my essay, I'm going to go on and talk about that. So what I'm going to get you to do now, I'm going to share this document with you in just a moment. All right. Remember we looked at these last week? We looked at these 2 questions. The first one is, companies should provide sports and social facilities to local communities. To what extent do you agree? So the paraphrase I've written here is made up of the paraphrases that you wrote last week. Many people think that businesses should supply recreational opportunities and venues for people who live nearby. What I want you to do now, I'll share this document with you, is to write for me a thesis statement, all right, to follow the paraphrase. So I'm just going to pop this into chat. Okay, so if you still can't access it from last week, you should be able to access it now in chat. I want you to write for me underneath the paraphrase what your thesis statement is going to be. So just have a think about it for a minute or so. We won't look at number 3 just yet. I just want to see how you get on with your thesis statement for this. So remember, the question is asking you, to what extent do you agree? So you're going to be thinking of a phrase, a sentence. In your opinion, to what extent do you agree that businesses should supply recreational opportunities and venues for people who live nearby? So do you agree or not? That's what you're going to be saying. And a reason why. Is there any question about that? Okay. I'll give you 5 minutes to do this, and then I'll come back to you. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Uh, can, can I ask that what is to what extent mean?
Oh, how much? How much do you agree? Okay, so it
Uh,
means do you agree a little bit that they should supply uh, facilities for local communities, or do you agree totally that
oh,
yes, 100%? So that's what to what extent
oh,
means.
okay. Thank you.
That you're welcome. So in the IELTS test itself, if you were doing this for real, you remember have 40 minutes to write this essay. So you can afford to spend 5 minutes getting your introductory paragraph correct. More, in fact. So over the next few weeks, I will show you uh, how you can spend your time planning, how you're going to use your 40 minutes. Because like any essay, whether they're in English or in Vietnamese, you need to spend some time planning at the start. You don't just start writing. So you probably need to spend 5 minutes just thinking about what you were going to say and then making a draft or a structure of your paragraphs. So we'll be looking at that over the next few weeks. And also we will be looking at more of the sort of question you might get asked in writing task 1. So far, all we've really looked at is line graphs and bar graphs, I think. So there are other sorts of charts that you might get asked in writing task 1, such as pie charts, diagrams, flow charts. So we'll be looking at those just to help you familiarize yourselves with those. Although, as I was saying before, you answer the questions, no matter what sort of chart or graph it is, you still answer them using the POT acronym. Okay, I can see that most of you are almost finished, almost. And if you have finished, can you please make sure your spelling is correct and your grammar is correct? Because again, in the test, they will take marks off. Even if you have the greatest idea in the world, they will still take marks off if your spelling, punctuation, and grammar is not correct. So if you've finished, just have a quick read of what you've written, just to check. For example, Michael, using capital letters, please. Okay, just another minute or so on this. So remember, this doesn't have to be too long, only a couple of sentences, really. So your whole introduction to the essay should only be around 50 words. And that includes your paraphrase of the introduction. So all you're doing is writing a sentence or two or three, which is going to just introduce the ideas that you will write in your essay. Okay. All right, I can see a couple of you are still writing, so just one more minute, okay? One more minute, and then we'll start going through them. All right, so Nam.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I think what you've written almost down to reputation is enough, I think.
Yeah, I because others write it so long.
That's right.
I
So that's
had
what I
them
was
so
saying
long.
before. Yeah, so the whole thing, as I was saying, the whole introduction, including the paraphrase, should only be about 50 words or so, because you don't have many words to play with. There's only about 250 words, the whole
Yeah,
essay.
I was
So
considering about that.
yeah, so don't worry. When you see everybody writing more, okay, I'm going to say they are writing too much, all right?
Okay. I
Should
was
only be about
considering about
50 words.
writing more on what.
Yeah. So the what you were going to say next goes into your detail paragraphs for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a thesis statement, the key word is statement, is just that, just a statement of something you believe or how much you believe it. That's all. Okay. So I'll start now, since you've finished, Nam. Can you read what you've written for me, please?
Okay. I believe I'm on the same page with them, since businesses have the resources and they should contribute to the community and use it as a way to raise their reputation.
Okay, that's good, Nam. So like I say, that's all you need to write. All right.
Okay.
Okay, the only thing I would question is just your first sentence here. You say, I believe I'm on the same page with them.
I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure that's the best way to phrase that. There's nothing wrong with your English. All right. So the English is all correct. Okay. I just think in this sort of essay,
A bit weird.
yeah, I think it'd be better to say just something. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it's just an odd way of saying it. Okay,
Yeah.
just a slightly strange way. I think a slightly better way would be to say something like, "I agree with the people who think
All
that
right, just
businesses should supply these opportunities." Something like that.
I could cut the two words I believe from the
You could.
beginning. Yeah, I
Yeah,
could,
you could.
and it would make more sense, I guess.
It would. Yes, that's true. If you take out "I believe," all right. And because you've written them, you're going to have to write who is them in this case. So there are two lots of them referred to in the paraphrase. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah, I got
one set
it.
of people is the people who think that businesses should supply these things, and the other set of people is the people who live nearby. Okay, so
Yeah.
which them are you referring to? That's what I mean.
I'm referring to those who think that businesses should supply.
Yes. So you would say with the people who think businesses should supply facilities or opportunities. Okay, that's better, I think. I'm on the same page with the people who think companies should supply opportunities. Since businesses have the resources, they should contribute to the community and use it as a way to raise their reputation. Okay, so the only thing I would say about, so that's a great second sentence, by the way. All right, great. The only thing I would change, instead of it, I should be saying, we did this pronouns exercise before, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So what should it be? Remember, resources is plural, so you shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah.
Correct, correct. Okay, this is why I did the pronouns exercise, all right?
A minor one.
Yeah, a minor one. But if you do this in the test, they will take a mark off you for that. And you, like I say, it's such a little thing. You don't want to lose marks over little things like that. All right, so Nam, that's a very good introduction now. Okay,
thank you.
So that's a great thesis statement. Hakan, can you read what you've written, please?
I think I totally agree with that idea, because if they provide sport and social facilities, many people will join, and also they can earn a lot of money nowadays. You will have to carry a lot of
Chậm thôi, đọc từ
like
từ thôi, cứ từ từ nhưng nó rõ ràng thôi.
their work and their family, and they become tiring and exhausting, and to reduce that, they can join sport and social activities from companies.
Okay, Nam. So Hakan, sorry, some good ideas there, but it's a bit too long. Okay.
Okay.
A little bit too long. All you need really are a couple of sentences. All right. So the first one is, I think I would take out I think. All right. In this case, all right, you would just say, I totally agree with that idea. All right. If you say, I think I totally agree with that idea, makes it sound like you're not sure whether you totally agree or not. Does that make sense, Hakan?
Okay.
So you should just say, I totally agree with that idea.
Okay.
All right. Because if they provide sports and social facilities, many people will join, and also they can earn a lot of money. So I think, so this next sentence, in fact, the next two sentences, okay, are going to belong in the next paragraph of your essay.
Okay.
All right,
So
because you're starting
I just
to
need two sentences.
Yes, you only need two sentences. So for example, I'm going to use Nam as an example here. See what Nam has done above you?
Oh.
Okay, he's only done two sentences, and that's all you need. You only need two sentences, because as I was saying before, your whole introduction, this paraphrase and your thesis statement should only be about 50 words.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole thing, the whole essay is only 250 words. So if you use up 50 words here, that's quite a lot of the essay. That only leaves you 200 words to do everything else, your explanation and conclusion. So only two sentences. All right, so take out I think, all right, like this, that can go. I totally agree with the idea, because if they, it will be better in this case to say if the companies, all right? If the companies, instead of using they, sorry. Because if the companies provide sports and social facilities, many people will join. They can earn a lot of money, maybe. I know what you're trying to say. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that if people want to join, they have to pay for them, right?
They have to pay for that. But then I guess the idea of the businesses supplying recreational opportunities, they should be doing this maybe for free, okay, to help their local communities.
Oh, okay.
But that's just my thought. All right. If you think they can earn a lot of money from that, that's fine.
Hello.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Okay. So, sorry, Mrs. Ha, we can hear you talking.
yeah.
Okay. So you can leave everything else out. All right, Hakan?
Okay.
Okay. So like I say, just 2 quick sentences. All right. Viet Lin, please.
Here. In my view, I would agree on the grounds that these facilities can strengthen the bonds between employees and show the company in a positive light.
Okay, that's very good, Viet Lin. Very good. Okay. I'm just thinking if there's any way I can improve this for you. In my view, I would agree. Yeah, on the grounds that these facilities can strengthen the bonds between employees and show the company in a positive light. No, that's very good, Viet Lin. I don't think I need to change anything of that. Okay, that's excellent. So that's a very good thesis statement. So again, for the rest of you, again, see that Viet Lin has actually done it in 1 sentence. All right, he's made his thesis statement just in 1 sentence. And that is quite all right. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Kian, please.
Yes.
Can you please read what you have written?
My point of view, I totally agree with the opinion because nowadays people are always one with their work and personal life. Therefore, they do not have enough time to participate in outdoor activities. So if the company organize different sport and social events in community, it will give these people more fun activities to strengthen their health and social skill.
All right. So it's all good English, Kian. Okay. That's all good English. Okay. You haven't made any mistakes. So that's great. Again, it's a little bit too long. All right. So remember, we only need 1 or 2 sentences. So what I am going to do with this, all right, is I'm going to take out all of this middle section, all right, because you can put this in your following paragraphs. Okay. So if I take all of this out, all right, and this bit too. All right. So this is really all you need, Kian. Okay.
Right.
And you almost don't need, in my point of view, you could almost just start off your sentence with this. I totally agree with the opinion because it will give these people more fun because, and you would need just to put in here something like, because if the companies provide facilities, it will give people more fun activities to strengthen their health and social skills. Does that make sense, Kian? So instead of saying it,
Yes.
you just have to be a bit more specific about what it is.
Yeah.
So it, in this case, is the companies providing facilities.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all you have to say for the thesis statement. So again, the thesis statement can be quite short. Again, you have done it in 1 sentence. So all those other sentences you did, they can go in another part of the essay. Does that make sense, Kian?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah. So the thesis statement, it can be just short, 1 sentence or 2 sentences is all you need. Okay, Tone, please.
Okay, from my perspective, since local areas have a lot of growth potential, I totally agree with the idea of develop their living standard.
All right. So good English, Tone. Your English is all correct. I'm just not sure that your thesis statement fits in with the idea of the companies providing sports and social facilities for local communities. Okay. You would need to say something like, yeah, I'm not sure where growth potential comes in either. What did you mean to say, Tone? Sorry, Kian.
So,
Tone, sorry, Tone.
yeah, I think like the way they sometimes things to have the the local areas to grow more, yeah, grow more strongly. I mean,
All right. So the local areas to grow stronger,
yeah,
okay, and developing their living standards. Okay, I know what you're trying to say. I think you could say it in a slightly better way. Okay, so this is a good introduction, all right, from my perspective. Okay, that's good. I think you then need to say something like, so you would take this phrase out, all right? From my perspective, I totally agree with the idea that local companies providing facilities will help local areas develop their living standards. Something like that. Does that make sense, Tone?
yeah,
Okay. So again, your English is good, Tone. You use a lot of, you'll use your English correctly. So that's good. But I just think the idea that you are trying to express could be expressed a little more clearly. So have a think about this probably in Vietnamese first is probably easier than translate it to English. Okay, so while Tone is doing that, Paula, please.
Corporations, in my opinion, should provide public facilities and sports in the local area, as it can have beneficial and long-term impacts on both local communities and the companies themselves.
Okay, that's very good, Paula. Okay, interesting that you started with corporations and put, in my opinion, in the next phrase. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Interesting that you're the first person to do that. Corporations, in my opinion, should provide public facilities in the local area as they can have beneficial and long-term impacts on both the local communities and the companies themselves. The only thing, so I'm being picky with you, okay, Paula?
Okay.
Okay, because I know how good your English is. So you've used local twice, all right?
Yes.
So I would probably get rid of the second local, all right? To be very picky, because you've already mentioned local.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, like that.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. So does that make sense, Paula? So you've already said local, so you don't need to say it again.
Yeah, I just can't find the alternative.
That's fine. So in that case, just leave it out. All right.
All right.
If you can't, because you don't need one. You don't need to find an alternative. Because you've already said local, so the person reading it knows you are talking about local communities. Okay, but the rest of that is excellent, Paula. Well done.
Okay.
Zung Ha.
In my opinion, I have the same idea that corporations should supply sports and social facility for local communities because it will bring lots of advantages. For example, people can do more exercise and improve their health.
Okay, so Zung Ha, again, that's good English. All right, just a couple of things I would take out. You don't need the sentence that starts, for example. All right, this is the sort of thing you can put in your next paragraph. Okay, so remember this part here is just a short statement about how you feel about the question. So you've already said that because it will bring lots of advantages. That's good. And then obviously in the next two paragraphs, you can say what those advantages are, such as people can do more exercises and improve their health. Okay, so this bit can go, all right? Sorry, no. And I think a better way, instead of saying I have the same idea, okay, I can sum those four words up in one word, Zung Ha, which starts with A. Can you tell me what that word is?
Agree?
Yes, excellent. I agree. Okay. So I always think it's better to use one word instead of four. All right. It's cleaner and easier. Okay, so you should just say, in my opinion, I agree that corporations should supply sports and social facilities. Does that make sense, Sung Ha?
Yes.
Okay, good. So just instead of saying I have the same idea, I agree. Okay, otherwise that's very good, Sung Ha. Well done. Knock, please.
Yeah, I'm here. So,
Yes.
from my point of view, I go along with this idea because providing public facilities is the key that helps enterprises get access to clients and promote their products.
Okay, so some good English words in there, Knock. That's good. So I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to Zung Ha. Instead of saying I go along with this idea, what word can replace those 5 words? Did you hear what I said to Zung Ha? A word that begins with A. Any idea, Knock?
No.
Can you hear me, Knock? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay. So
Yeah.
instead of saying I go along with this idea, it's better just to say I agree. Or you could even have I agree with this idea. Okay. So
Okay.
it's best to use one word instead of 2 where you can. All right. So instead of saying I go along, and also go along is a little bit informal for an essay like this. Okay, so agree is better. To go along with someone is a little bit informal. An essay is should be about formal writing. Okay, so from my point of view, I agree with this idea because providing public facilities is the key that helps enterprises get access to clients and promote their products. Okay, so the rest of that is fine. All right, Knock? The rest of that is good. Good English.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay, you're welcome. Any questions, Knock, by the way? Any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right, and Michael, you're the last.
According to my way of thinking, I disagree with the opinion because enterprise got a huge amount of resources, and they should supply the local with sport and social accommodation. As this way, It will help the people in the area get more comfy and also help the enterprise to get trust from people.
Okay, so again, a little bit long, Michael. All right, so you only need, like as I was saying to the others, 1 or 2 sentences for this. And I know you've got only what, 1 sentence here, but it's quite a long one. All right, so again, I embrace, you could say I embrace. By the way, this should be a capital, shouldn't it, Michael?
I forgot again.
Yes, yes. And you would need, and if you're going to embrace, you don't need with there. All right, so I'll take that out. I embrace the opinion. Again, you don't even need this part. Okay. That can go. So you just start off with I embrace the opinion, or I agree with the opinion. All right, because enterprise, there needs to be another word in here, has, and then you don't need got. Has a huge amount of resources, and they should supply the local what, Michael? Begins with C.
Citizens.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, Michael.
Citizens.
Yes, as one. I'm thinking of another word though.
Community.
Citizens. Yes, citizens is okay, but this is better, I think.
Okay.
Okay. The local community with sports and social and not accommodation. Okay. Facilities is better. Accommodation is like a hotel, somewhere you stay. All right. So, which is not quite right for this phrase. So you need the word like facilities.
Okay.
All right. So if I put that in like that now, all right. And then you don't need the rest of this, because this then forms part of your next paragraph, your reasons. Okay. Form part of your next paragraph. I embrace the opinion because enterprise has a huge amount of resources and they should supply the local community with sports and social facilities. All right, is all you need to say. All right, very simple. Does that make sense, Michael?
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, Michael, about that, about how I've changed it?
No.
So you can see all I've done is make it a bit simpler and a bit shorter, because that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So it's just gone past. So that's all we have time for this afternoon. So can you please turn your cameras on? Thank you. So I get to say goodbye to you. Here you are, my favorite class. So I always like to see you. So thank you again, as always, for your concentration this afternoon. I hope all of you are staying safe from COVID. I hope all of you have had at least one vaccination by now. I understand that there's still a lot of COVID in Hanoi, so I hope you stay safe, especially I know with TET coming up in a couple of weeks. Like I say, for the next few classes, again, I'll be concentrating on helping you with your speaking. We'll also finish off the statement for writing task 2. We'll finish those off next week. And then I want to start looking at the different sorts of tasks you will be asked in writing task 1. Okay. Such as pie charts and diagrams and flow charts, that sort of thing, which can be a little bit confusing. But like I say, you answer them exactly the same way using the POT acronym. But we'll run through those to make sure that you understand them. Any questions before we finish for this afternoon? No? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Rick.
Bye,
Have a nice
Rick.
Bye,
day.
bye everyone.
Bye. Chào cô.
Bye.